and Wabani. I consider the elevation of Mwemundani subdivision to the status of a full division in the Republic of Cameroon the greatest gift to our people since the Republic of Cameroon attained political independence in 1961. The Lebialem division is at the moment one of the 6 divisions that constitute the Southwest province in the Republic of Cameroon, a new division having been created in Coupé and Manengoba. Geographically, the Lebialem division is a transitional zone from the rainforests of the Southwest province to the grasslands of the Northwest and Western provinces. Most of the land surface is covered with fascinating hills, deep gorges and valleys, and fast-flowing streams, resulting in an extremely difficult terrain. Such topography makes the transportation of goods and people tedious and hazardous. Except for the tortuous and winding road that crosses this new division from Chang and Menua division to Manyu, the rest of the new division is covered with narrow roads dug by hand through community labor and footpaths. A major feature in the division is the Lebialem waterfall, after which the division is named. This waterfall is believed by experts to have the capacity to provide electricity to the entire West African subcontinent. The many rocks of monumental sizes that abound and the caves that exist in several parts are evidence of some volcanic activity in prehistoric times. The Lebialem is a major socio-cultural crossroad whose history has been dominated by traditional rule. Respect for chieftaincy customs in this division is without parallel in the Southwest province, with similarities only found in parts of the Northwest and Western provinces. The entire territory consists of several chiefdoms, each of which is directly under the command of a paramount chief. This chieftaincy tradition has eased the task of public administration by providing a major link between the widely dispersed local population and the administration. The paramount chiefs include the following highnesses: the Pon of Fontaine, Chief Pochabong Achengian II of Lewa, Ponjumeto of Nwebeta, Chief J.M. Kong of Lepi, Chief R.A. Tayeb of Besali, Taliteba of Banti village, Fondekunde III of Bamumbu, Elvi Pochabong III of Joagwi, Chief Ozao Zota I of Mokngia, Foreke of Esoata, Chief D. Posungu of Nenkong, Chief Fozi Ajama of Mokbin, Chief S.A. Pocha of Dungatet, and Chief Tanko Eyong of Nkong Mundani. The local people themselves, who now number above 100,000 strong, are mostly engaged in land cultivation, and a small percentage are in local trade. These people are remarkable for their hospitality, generosity, industry, and respect for constituted authority. The division's most important resource is its people. The enterprise of the Lebialem people is so obvious in every part of the Southwest province. In addition to the 100,000 that live in the division, several thousands have settled in Meme division and Muyuka subdivision in search of arable land on which to cultivate cash crops such as cocoa and coffee, and many of them own some of the largest cocoa estates in Muyuka subdivision. A very impressive number also own some of the most successful businesses in Limbe, Muyuka, Kumba, and Mampe. This entrepreneurship has earned the Lebialem people the nickname Southwest Family. Within this division, coffee, cocoa, and palm products are the major cash products, while groundnuts, maize, yams, cassava, potatoes, colocasia, and assorted vegetables are cultivated for local consumption. There is a significant engagement in animal husbandry, with pigs and goats featuring the most. Cameroon government statistics hold that there are bauxite deposits in the new Alo subdivision. With increased improvements in road infrastructure, I am confident that scientists will determine that the hills of Lebialem have several mineral deposits beneath them. Lebialem is a precious jewel yet to be explored and exploited. Any attempt to compile a list of scholars from this young division produces a very impressive tally. Its many academics and professionals are specialized in areas such as medicine, engineering, history, economics, biochemistry, petrochemistry, education, international relations, mathematics, architecture, law, and several other domains of academic endeavor. It is therefore no exaggeration to say that given this enormous potential, the elevation of Mwemodani subdivision into the community of administrative divisions was just a matter of time. The educational institutions within the division include the following: the Government High School in Fontaine, Seat of Wisdom College, the Bilingual Commercial Secondary School at Alenda, the Rural Assistance Center in Fontaine, and many primary schools within a walking distance. The picture is much different from what obtained 4 or 5 decades ago, when young and aspiring Mwemodani children had to relocate to Takwa or better just to complete primary education. With the inception of Seat of Wisdom College in 1966, many Mwemodani children whose parents could afford it readily obtained secondary education. Graduates of this private institution have already attained doctoral degrees. We have also experienced geometric progression in secondary education after the creation of the government secondary school in Fontaine in 1979. The graduates of this institution are already pursuing university education in Cameroon and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, the creation of the Lebialem division is the culmination of several years of struggle by illustrious Mwemodani elements of great vision. They knew too well the benefits that a full division status would bestow upon us all. The crusade for a full division for Mwemodani became a cardinal issue on the Mwemodani political agenda in the mid-70s, when some Mwemodani figures faced trial in a military tribunal for disclosing that calculated attempts were being made to frustrate our quest for an administrative division in the Republic of Cameroon. Ever since, the full divisional status issue dominated discussions in all our tribal meetings everywhere in Cameroon. The Mwemodani students in secondary and high schools, Grand Écoles, and the University of Yaoundé were also a force to be reckoned with in this effort. Today, fellow Lebialem people, we belong to that generation that has been fortunate to see an achievement that many of our elders have spent a huge proportion of their resources laboring for. Our new divisional status is, in several perspectives, the rebirth of a people and a clan that strode the corridors of power in the defunct state of West Cameroon, but for 20 years after unification were relegated into political limbo. In the years of the state of West Cameroon, Honorable PM Kempcha of blessed memory was the Secretary of State for Finance and Vice Prime Minister. After him came the well-known lawyer, Honorable BTB Foretia, who became the Secretary of State for the West Cameroon Public Service. These two names, as you may recall, were among those you had to know to successfully pass the general knowledge paper at the first living certificate or common entrance examinations. We are now living in a moment of renewed hope and greater opportunities for the Lebialem people. Just like the Lebialem waterfall that thunders from a height of several hundred feet within the division, it is our conviction that our divisional status should propel Lebialem people to greater heights in the Cameroonian administrative and political structure, so that they too can send echoes to the various corners of the nation. The new division brings administration to the doorsteps of the Lebialem people. No longer do those seeking justice have to make the long and tedious journey to Mamfe, no longer do we have to wait for months for a government caterpillar to be transported from Mamfe to Mendy to grade our roads. All the divisional services that exist in Manu or any other division will, as a matter of logic, be created in our own division. As you all know, the principal command person within a division in Cameroon is the senior divisional officer. This individual has since been appointed and installed in his functions. You can therefore expect that all the divisional services or inspectorates of education, highways, construction, town planning, taxation, treasury, preventive medicine, the courts, police, gendarmerie, prisons, and what have you, will be in place soon. In addition to the government high school in Pontem, the division will be entitled to new government secondary schools in Pontem subdivision, Wabani subdivision, and Alor subdivision. The technical college will definitely be created, as well as a divisional hospital. Of even greater significance will be the placing of Lebialem at par with the other 55 divisions in the country in terms of development plans by the central administration. We can now expect the governor of the Southwest Province to make 1 or 2 routine administrative trips to Lebialem in a year. There certainly will be visits from ministers, and a visit by the President of the Republic can no longer be a distant dream. In keeping with the Cameroon government's policy of self-reliant development, we must realize that the creation of the Lebialem division also brings greater challenges to its people. We have been saddled with the arduous task of bringing economic, political, educational, and socio-cultural development to our own land. The magnanimity of this task calls for concerted effort, greater solidarity, and esprit de corps. It is only in this atmosphere of cooperation and oneness that we can pool together our vast resources and ideas for the common good. At this August assembly, in which I see Cameroonians from other regions of our motherland, I feel obliged to invite you all to join hands with us in our development effort. Many of you in here may, upon completion of your education and training, return to Cameroon to work in some of the Lebialem divisional services. This night's assembly, I believe, will give you a foretaste of what to expect. Those with acumen in entrepreneurship should reflect on the limitless investment opportunities a newly created division such as Lebialem offers. These opportunities range from building living quarters and offices for the many civil servants that will take up residence in Lebialem to providing car repair services, restaurants, pharmacies, bookshops, building material, gasoline, dry cleaning services, shops for commodities in regular demand, and several others. Indeed, the opportunities have never been this great and so diverse in our place of birth. The time to act is now, because we cannot sit on our laurels and see these opportunities slip by. If I have sounded optimistic in this presentation, it should be because I have confidence that the men and women of great timber and caliber that the Lebialem has produced have the capacity of coordinating the existing wherewithal so that our divisional development can evolve from a spark into a globe. We have a cultural heritage and topography that will provide endless research material for doctoral dissertations in anthropology, human ecology, archaeology, and geomorphology. We now have the opportunity, more than ever before, to educate the rest of the country on our rich and boundless culture and resources. As for our neighbors, Manu division to the west, Menoir to the east, Momor to the north, and Meme to the southeast, we promise continued transdivisional exchange and cooperation. In a country with enormous cultural diversity, we must be prepared to accommodate each and every Cameroonian to maintain our espoused socio-cultural objective of unity in diversity. As we rejoice over this memorable gift of a full-fledged Lebialem division, we wish to extend our profound appreciation to those in administrative and political circles who have hearkened to our pleas and voices. We thank most especially the Cameroonian President and Head of State who gave our quest maximum attention and consideration. Remember always, ladies and gentlemen, that our new divisional status is only a signal of greater things to come. The gift is ours to keep, to hold, and to cherish. Given the determination and assiduity of the Lebialem people, we hope to make optimal use of it so that those who sacrifice their time, energy, and money for this cause will forever remain satisfied that it was a gift well deserved. Long live Lebialem, long live the Republic of Cameroon.
Thank you, Mr. Benard Alenda. That was why I said he had the bird-eye view of the whole situation, and he has given you. Today, you know the name Wemondane, also Pontem Subdivision, is now called Lebialem Division. And that was one of the reasons that we call you here today, so that you'll be able to know us. I know that we are a baby 3 months old. And when a baby is that young, you know what you can do to that baby. But before we come back to answer this question, what are we going to do for that baby? Let us just stand up and shake ourselves based on what Mr. Alenda has said. Over to you, DJ.